I'm gonna do my best not to call out anybody in particular and start an unnecessary flame war, because this is not a drama channel. This is an educational channel, and now every so often I'll do a political analysis or political commentary on whatever given topic. But this is mostly about the election that took place November 3rd of 2020. Of course, it's middle of November at this point. I think it's like what, the 18th or 19th at this point. Anyways, uh, let's talk about the meat and potatoes of this video, which is these black pillars, these grifters. I got issues with these people, these conservative influencers, my fellow contemporaries, if you will, uh, because it's just it seems, and it's more apparent now than ever, that this election, the November 3rd, 2020 general election for the United States was very revelatory. A lot of people showed who they really were. During the aftermath of this election, because there's people who were riding the wave of populism. They were riding on Trump's coattails, for what, 4 or 5 years at this point. And now all these rats are jumping ship, and they're being negative, they're being pessimistic, and it's incredibly annoying, especially when at first because what they were doing initially was they were rallying up the troops. They were riling up their fans, their subscribers, their followers, whatever. And they're getting traffic, they're getting views, they're getting people to buy their T-shirts, buy their merchandise, whatever, and so they're getting everything that they want out of this. They're milking this crisis for everything that it's worth, and it's very telling, because whenever a news story hits and it's very negative or it's demoralizing, or something happens and people start losing faith, it really goes to show who these people really are. Now, I've always had contention with some fellow contemporaries, some fellow conservative influences, whatever you want to call us. I've had issues with them because most of these people suck, and I know quite a few of them, and they're all talentless losers. They don't know how to do anything. They got lucky with a couple hit videos that went viral. They got lucky because they were a few degrees separated from the president of the United States, and they were able to ride on the wave of populism. Anywhere else, in any other context, these people wouldn't be able to survive in the real world. They would certainly be struggling, and they'd get knocked down on their ass quite quickly. See, I'm not unlike these other people. It's like I've actually worked in politics. Like I've been an aide, and I've worked for some high-ranking politicians, especially out here where I live. I've been an election official. I've worked for one of the largest election departments in the country. So unlike these fools, I actually know what I'm talking about. And unlike these goofballs, I'm out there on the streets, meeting with the people, talking with the press, calming people down, letting them know that there are multiple pathways to victory. Because people are afraid. People are frightened. People are upset. People are very emotional, especially on the right, because of the lockdowns. And I live in one of these cities that was locked down, and people cannot stomach another lockdown for obvious reasons. So I'm letting them know. Things are going to be okay. We're going to prevail. We're going to rise above this. However, some of my fellow contemporaries, feel the need to share a different message and really show who they are. They're a bunch of cowards. They're a bunch of opportunists. They don't know how to do anything except for talk shit, get clicks, get traffic, and sell T-shirts. I'm a jack of all trades. I've electrical work, firearm work, finance work, tax law shit. Did clinical work. Fuck all these people, and I'm letting you know that there is hope, that there are pathways to victory, and there are things that a lot of us can do to assist and to help the president of the United States. Again, if you're in one of these battleground states, if you're in ground zero like I am, go out there, join your fellow protesters, support the president, be loud, be obnoxious, and be heard. If you're not, that's fine. Just get your arguments in order and articulate the case clearly that this election stinks. It stinks like a dead rat, and we got to clean up the mess. Something happened. Is it voter fraud? Is it election fraud? Was it a harmless mistake because the systems that are in place to set off these elections just don't work? We don't really know, because the modern left doesn't want to have an audit. They don't want transparency. They don't want fairness throughout this entire election process. And I'm just asking myself why. To the Biden supporters, to the Biden voters, to the Trump haters. Do you not want to stick it to the orange Hitler one more time? Do you not want to get another massive victory under your belt? You can. If you genuinely believe that former Vice President Joseph Biden won this election convincingly, then you should be calling for an audit as well. You should be joining us in wanting transparency and fairness through this process. You should be wanting the processes in place to be implemented to ensure that this election, its integrity stays intact. So everybody walks away convinced that the election ended the way that the media is claiming that it ended. Why don't you want to join us? Why are you afraid of the audits? Why are you afraid of transparency? Why are you afraid of fairness? There's a reason why. And right now, a lot of people are going, including Nick Fuentes, Alex Jones, so many others. They're going down to Georgia right now, and they're trying to petition the local government to do the right thing. You can make phone calls, donate money. Again, articulate your points clearly to people in your life, because you never know whose mind you're going to change. You never know what impact that's going to have. Some of my fellow contemporaries, some social media influencers on the right, they have a different approach. Once they got the clicks, once they sold enough books or movies or other bullshit, they're moving on. They're moving on and they're abandoning the president, and they're proceeding to talk shit about the president. Now, I'm not under any illusion that President Trump is perfect. I know he's not, and I got my own issues with him, but I still support him. I voted for him twice. This isn't a joke. This isn't a fucking grift. And again, people call me a grifter. It's like, dude, I got my own shit going on. I make my own money. I do this as a hobby because I enjoy talking with people. I enjoy helping people. So I got tech videos, tutorial videos with tools and guns and building stuff, putting things together, doing it correctly. It's just, I like this. And I mentioned this in another video, but I was doing political analysis on Matt Christensen's Discord. And I was telling everybody to just chill out. We got this. And at midnight, we won. At least Pacific time, midnight. We won this thing convincingly. Trump won the election. And then, of course, around 3 o'clock Eastern time, 3 or 4 o'clock Eastern time, all of a sudden, hundreds of thousands of ballots only for Biden were counted, and it changed the trajectory of the election, and it stinks. It is not statistically possible what occurred that night to have happened. And we need answers. And we should demand answers. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not me being sour grapes. And to the social media personalities on the right, stop being a bunch of fucking pussies and go out there and rally the troops and get people organized to fight for fairness and transparency instead of being fucking negative and taking cheap shots at the president and making money. Because this is more important than money. And I know maybe this comes off as me being sour grapes, mentioning that kind of stuff, but I'm not worried about money. I'm not ever going to be worried about money. I do just fine for myself. Again, I don't ask for shit from anybody. The links are in the description. It is up to you to decide if you want to support the channel or not. But with that being said, I know it in my heart. I know it to be true because I know things that other people don't know, and I am more involved in this than I can lead on because of what is happening to people that are more directly involved in this process than myself. We're being threatened. We're being doxxed. We're being harassed. We're being lied about. They're going after people's kids. If you're a Republican and you dissent, they're going after the children now. But they've been doing that. They've been conditioned to do that. So this is expected. They're going to do it anyways. This is our last stand. We have to fight because it is the right thing to do. I genuinely mean that. I genuinely mean that, and I know it in my bones that we can do it. But people need to stand up, and just the black pillars, the opportunists, the grifters, just fuck off, man. If you're not gonna, you can be dishonest all you. Look here. Here's the thing. Black pillars, I get it. I understand where you're coming from. You're not entirely wrong. So this isn't about you. This is more so towards the black pillars plus grifting element of the right. Those people are fucking scum. They are opportunists. They're just the worst of the worst. They're worse than some of the Antifa people that I talk to. Those people have more integrity than some of the scum fucks that I've talked to on Twitter, than some of the other social media, some of my fellow contemporaries. Total useless human beings, fucking just talentless cunts, and they're taking advantage of their fan base. They're letting down people who look up to them and follow them, and it's absolutely reprehensible. Even if this was a losing fight, this is the fight worth losing. Giving it your all and losing it is more honorable than doing nothing and whining about it like a little bitch. But I am of the opinion that we fucking got this, that we will prevail, and pay no attention to the negative people, to the grifters, because they're revealing themselves finally. Nick Fuentes was absolutely right about every single one of the people that he talked shit on. Now, a while ago, I wrote him off as sour grapes. I wrote him off as kind of like an idiot, but Nick Fuentes is doing better than all of them. The dude is more articulate. He's funnier. He's better than all of them. And he was 100% right to call them out on their bullshit. And, who better to make those points than him? The funny kid, the more articulate one of us, the bravest of us. He stormed through censorship. He stormed through people backstabbing him. And he's still standing. Same with Alex Jones. I've always been a fan of Alex Jones. I don't watch his show religiously or really at all. I think I've maybe watched part of one episode, and it was really riveting. Like, I understand why the guy is popular. That guy is out there fighting for the president of the United States, and he doesn't want to. He made it very clear he doesn't want to fight for the president. He doesn't want to support the president, but he has to because the opposition is so bad. That's very telling of Alex Jones's character. I love Alex Jones, and I'm always going to respect the man. He was out here in Arizona, not far from where I live, and he was supporting the president. I can't say the same for a lot of these other fakes with more resources, with more access, with more equipment, with more, just everything. And they're not out there doing anything, but they've been more than happy to capitalize on the president's popularity and the fandom of the president. More than happy to parade around President Trump's children on stage, get all these people to show up and buy all their stupid, useless shit. But when it comes to supporting the president, they're nowhere to be found. None of these people are anywhere to be found. Fuck Ben Shapiro and Charlie Kirk. And there's a handful of other people that I want to call out, but you know what? I want to keep this short, and I don't want to say anything that's going to get me into hot water. But I know who these fakes are, and in the future, I want nothing to do with any of you. God bless Robert Barnes, Viva Fry, Styx, Razorfist, Melissa Tate, Nick Fuentes, Alex Jones. You got Scott Presser from The Persistence. Jesse Lee Peterson. He's out there stumping for the president every single day. They're remaining positive. We're gonna get through this, guys. And there's a lot of other people. There's a lot of talented operatives on the ground. There's a lot of people out here in Nevada. We're doing stuff behind the scenes to uncover the fraud that has taken place. What has happened? There is no excuse. If it is a simple mistake, we will get over it. Let us audit the vote. Let us audit the election so we can figure out who exactly won the state. Because it's very likely that President Trump won my state, which I bet that he wouldn't. I am likely going to lose money once this issue is properly resolved, and if it is properly resolved. If it isn't properly resolved, then I'm going to make out like a little bandit. But I would rather lose my money than the president lose his place in the White House. Oh, man. Guys, and if you notice the fakery from some of these social media personalities, call them out. Fuck them if they block you. Who cares? There are so many talented content creators here on the platform. People like Carl Benjamin and so on and so forth. I think the Quartering, he's excellent. He hasn't cucked out. Go follow them. Go patronize them. But all these other fake people, call them out. Be mean and nasty to them. They're vipers. They'll be able to handle it, I'm sure. Peace out.